right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is April 26, 2022. Last night, April 25th, Jimmy Kimmel, broadcasting from the Hollywood Masonic Temple, where he always broadcasts from, took a little stab at Gematria and made a joke about how the math books in Florida must be really screwed up. And we're going to take a look at this clip, and then we're going to elaborate on what the woman who was being interviewed, the point she was trying to make. And she very well might have made the point, but they might have just cut it out and just tried to make her look silly. But let's get this clip up here, and then we'll talk more about it.
So, here it is. Last night, Jimmy Kimmel Live.
You think Princess Diana's still alive?
Absolutely, 100%. Do you?
I didn't, but maybe you have something that you know that I don't know.
Well, you know God speaks to us, right? There's ways that we can figure these things out. So if people start learning ABC 1, 2, 3, which Michael Jackson talked about how many years ago, right? He sang about. So when people start understanding gematria, they start understanding the numbers. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3.
Wow. These new Florida math textbooks are a mess. I am glad to hear Princess Diana's alive.
Okay, so there's the clip, and let me get the microphone set.
Okay, so she brings up Princess Diana, and then she brings up ABC as 1, 2, 3, and we don't know how long that interview went on for. She might have very well showed these things, but let's just go back. Princess Diana reportedly died August 31st, 1997 in a crash in a tunnel where no one could really see anything. And the day of that crash was 132 days after Queen Elizabeth's birthday. And that matters for multiple reasons. If you take A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, like the woman was saying, up to Z, the 26 is 26, and you write out Princess Diana, it equals 132. She's dead 132 days after the head of the royal family's birthday. And keep in mind, it was her 71st birthday, Queen Elizabeth. That's how old she was when Princess Diana died, 71. If you use the same cipher, royal equals 71. And then adding insult to injury, Princess Diana's birthday is July 1st, 7-1. And from her birthday to her death on August 31st was 62 days later, and Queen is 62. Not to mention Queen Elizabeth became queen on February 6th in history when her father died. And in the UK, they write that date 6/2. Of course, in the US, we write June 2nd, 6/2. That's also the day of Queen Elizabeth's coronation. February 6th, her reign began. June 2nd, she had her coronation. But this is the ABC is 1, 2, 3 code. And there's a lot more to Princess Diana's death. But I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the woman was referring to. And consider that in recent history, in 2016, on Queen Elizabeth's birthday, Prince died. Prince, Queen, royalty. And again, Prince had that hit song, I Would Die For You, and he spelled it with the number 4 and the letter U. For you. Use the 21st letter. So his song, if you read it in gematria terms, it said, I would die for 21, because he wrote it with the number 4 and the letter U, and used the 21st letter. So I would die for 21. What day does Prince die? In curious fashion, 4/21. He dies in an elevator. He has the lyrics from the song Let's Go Crazy about the elevator. He also had the song 319. He died 319 days after his birthday. So, again, you put this on the TV, right? You add a little laugh track to it. You make it seem silly. You put in a little joke there. Ooh, the math books must be really screwed up in Florida. Keep in mind, Jimmy Kimmel. So Jimmy Kimmel's a lot like Bill Maher, these two famous comedians on TV. They're both of Jewish ancestry, but both raised Catholic. And it matters because the Jesuits, who have encoded the language, whose calendar we're on, who are behind these rituals, who control everything from the royal family to Jimmy Kimmel, the Jesuits are Catholic and Jewish. So when you look at Bill Maher, when you look at Jimmy Kimmel, you're essentially looking at the Jesuit order. And remember, Jimmy Kimmel broadcasts from the Masonic Temple of Hollywood, who made modern Freemasonry. That's right. The Jesuits made modern Freemasonry in the banking district of London, just like how they have the Templar cross in their logo, and the Templars are the original bankers. But again, just with that most simple cipher that he's making fun of, in light of him being in the Masonic Temple, Masonic is 74. Masons are into occult knowledge like gematria. Occult is 74. Gematria is 74. English is 74. Again, gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. It comes from Jewish mysticism. Jimmy Kimmel, Bill Maher, both Jewish, but both raised Catholic. And look at the Supreme Court. It's the same thing. The Supreme Court's all Catholic and Jewish. Look at all the rituals. Every time they put in a Supreme Court justice, it's by the numbers. And so often it's that same number. The flip of 74 is 47. Judge is 47. Biden gets his first Supreme Court justice in the Masonic city, D.C., named after the Mason George Washington, where the Jesuits have been there longer than the Feds or the Masons. Hello, Georgetown. But Biden gets his first Supreme Court justice on April 7th, just like Trump got his first Supreme Court justice, Neil McGill Gorsuch, on April 7th. And, but again, just this 74 list, Holiday, 74. If you use numerology, Independence Day is 74, like how we write 7 for our Independence Day. Holiday means holy day. Pay attention when the Jewish holy days roll around, when the Christian holy days roll around, when the Islamic holy days roll around. This is when they love to have their rituals to get the maximum emotional impact from people. And when I say they, I'm talking about the Jesuit Masonic Alliance that controls this world, that messes with people by the numbers every day, by the code of ABC 123. And again, you think Holy Day in this English-speaking nation, you think Jesus and Christmas and Easter. Easter Sunday equals shooting. Every year now on Easter Sunday, they have all these mass shooting stories. The other year it was Stevie Steve synced up with the Cavs' rigged appearance in the finals. But Jesus, cross, Messiah, gospel, parables, they're all 74. I'm sure Jimmy knows all about it since he was raised Catholic. Gospel's the story of Jesus, who spoke in parables, who's Messiah in the Christian faith, who's put on the cross. They're all 74. And if I remember right, his Uncle Frank died by the numbers, and I want to say he died in connection to 74. That was some years back, old Uncle Frank. But I know Jimmy Kimmel's done a lot of rituals over the years by the numbers. With regards to him being Catholic, Jimmy Kimmel was raised Catholic, if you didn't know that. You might recall Kobe Bryant dying at age 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age while traveling from Catholic Mass in L.A. And then for the memorial service, they got Jimmy Kimmel to host it. And I just want to show you something real quick. I want to get rid of this cipher, and I want to give you another cipher. I'm going to write out Independence Day just to start in here, just so you can see. If you take the alphabetic order and rules of numerology, it's 74, right? In this same cipher, Kobe Bryant's 41. Kobe Bryant, 41, dead at 41, while traveling from Catholic Mass, January 26th, which was the Pope's 41st day of his age. The Lakers would end up winning the finals exactly 41 weeks after LeBron's birthday. Easy call. Like we said, LeBron got traded from the 17th state to the Lakers on July 1st, a date that can be written 1-7 like 17, NBA 17, and I said that day, I said, watch, LeBron will win the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season. And by the way, there's a new show on HBO about the Lakers, and they waited for the first Lakers-Celtics match in the show for season 1, episode 7, like 17. Of course, both teams stuck on 17 championships right now. But anyhow, with regards to Jimmy Kimmel doing the memorial for the Kobe Bryant service, he even said in the memorials, like, I don't know why I was picked to do this, and I just want you to see the name of that memorial was A Celebration of Life, Kobe and Gianna Bryant, and the name of that memorial equaled 317, just the way they spelled it out. Notice they used an ampersand to get the 317. Jimmy Kimmel is born on the 317th day of the year. And by the way, that was a date with it was a date with 66 numerology, as we'll get to, but 317 is also the 66th prime number. And again, just think about it. If you watch the memorial, you had Alicia Keys perform Moonlight Sonata, and they said that Kobe learned to play that in record time because he could, he was a very gifted man. He was a great basketball player. He spoke multiple languages. He could play the piano. This was all part of the ceremony. But it was a date with 66 numerology. You got Moonlight Sonata 66. It's a celebration for the Lakers' great player, Kobe. Lakers is 66, LeBron 66. If you run the alphabetic order in reverse numerology, LeBron James is 66. In that same cipher, George Washington is 74, like Masonic. So is Jesus Christ. Again, Gematria is based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with the rules of numerology. But even if you don't run it backwards, you can still see through most of the rituals. Remember, LeBron passed Kobe in points scored in Philly, Kobe's hometown, the day before Kobe's death. And let's not forget, Philadelphia is mentioned in the 66th book of the Bible, Revelation. But Kobe also played at Lower Merion in Philly, which is another 66. Jordan, who spoke and cried at the memorial, he's remembered as the member of the Chicago Bulls. Bulls has that 66 in it as well. But no doubt, this is why they picked Jimmy Kimmel for the ceremony. It had everything to do with the Jesuits and the Catholic Church. So get the good Catholic, TV show host to host the event in LA. And again, if you go back and watch it, Jimmy Kimmel says, I don't know why I was picked for this. And I'm pretty sure that's why you were picked, Jimmy, because you were born on the 317th day of the year. And again, don't play dumb about gematria. You're of Jewish ancestry. It's a Jewish practice. But, and with regards to number of the beast equaling 66, remember, Kobe in his 666th game scored his career high of 81 points. And again, just to make the point about the significance, if you write out Kobe's full name, Kobe Bean Bryant, it's 54. He died the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. If you run his name in reverse with numerology, it's 81, like how he scored 81 in his 666th game. But notice, Mark of the Beast, which is, also the phrase related to the number of the beast, which you must have if you want to buy or sell. Kobe Bean Bryant and Mark of the Beast are both 54 and 81. Here, let me make it bigger. Kobe scored 81 in his career high in his 666th game. That means the rest of his team scored 41 in that game because there were 122 points scored. That game was on January 22nd. So 81 plus 41, 122. Satanics, 122. The Satanic Church was founded in San Francisco. San Francisco is also 122 on the 122nd meridian. So again, I mean, they can make fun of this stuff all they want and add a laugh track to it. But the reality is, it's not a joke. And this is what goes on every day. And Jimmy Kimmel, broadcasting at the Masonic Temple. Again, the Jesuits and Masons are all into this knowledge. And speaking of which, just to come back to this one cipher here, if you write out Masonry, it's 33. If you write out Order, it's 33. If you write out Secrecy, it's 33. I remember just the other year, Jimmy Kimmel had Jimmy Butler at his broadcast wearing his number 33 Marquette jersey as they were doing some ritual with like golden socks. And of course, Marquette's a Jesuit program. R.I.P. to Chris Farley. Died by the numbers in a clear Jesuit ritual. And again, Tommy Boy, his most famous movie, starts out at Marquette. And I do believe Chris Farley, if I'm not mistaken, also went to that school. But yeah, again, Gematria is as simple as ABC123. And again, you apply that code, you can see right through Princess Diana's death, synced up with Queen Elizabeth, who wasn't happy with Princess Diana. That was the story back then. She was embarrassed about the divorce with her son Charles, who's about to become the king by the numbers. So, if you don't know about the prediction for Queen Elizabeth kicking the bucket in the near future, you should go back and check out that work. Might be the thing that finally wakes up the world, but anyhow, we'll keep this one short and sweet. If you go through my old post, Free to Find Truth, there's plenty of posts on here on Jimmy Kimmel. Just search Jimmy Kimmel. He's done a lot of rituals over the years. And you know what? I should make a point. Them laughing at Gematria on the 115th day of the year. Just notice when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Masonics 115. He broadcast from the Masonic Temple. That skit was from April 25th, or that show, 115th day of the year. Notice Masonic forwards is 74, like we were talking about. But if you run it forwards, Twitter also has those numbers like Masonic. And what was the big news on the 115th day of the year? Elon Musk buying up Twitter. And again, he made the offer of $54 per share. Whoops, Jesuit order, not offer. But he made that offer on April 14th, 14/4. Jesuit order 144.54. Ends up buying it at $54 a share. That company first went live on the market on November 7th, 2013, which is the day leaving 54 days left in the year. And again, these things aren't arbitrary. So you learn gematria, you see who runs the show. And keep in mind also on April 14th, the other top headline, besides Elon Musk making his offer, was that a ship sunk in Russia, one of their Navy vessels, on the anniversary of the Titanic sinking. And don't forget the Titanic, its sinking was written about more than a decade before it happened in the book Futility, Wreck of the Titan, where the largest ship to ever sail sinks on an iceberg while sailing from Europe to America. And, look into the Jesuits and the Titanic. And you'll see it's the same gang all throughout history, manipulating history, making up the stories, by the numbers, over and over. And, the other thing that's got everyone distracted right now is the divorce of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Their divorce officially happened on January 13th, 113 like divorce, number of deception from the Talmud. And, of course, they filed for divorce on the 143rd day of the year, like Johnny Depp's 143. Again, you learn this knowledge. You just see through everything that's going on in Hollywood, to the rest of it. And by the way, Jimmy Kimmel being down there in Hollywood broadcasting for the Masonic Temple, his birthday does leave 48 days left in the year. So, again, gematria is based on the alphabetic order, forwards and backwards with the rules of numerology. You learn the code. You see through the headlines day after day. And if it's too complicated for you forwards and backwards, hey, just stick with the alphabetic order. Again, you'll see through almost everything with just that. Just like we were just saying. Just one more time what they were laughing at. Princess Diana, 132, dead 132 days after the Queen's 71st birthday. Royal 71. Diana, born on 7/1, dead 62 days after her own birthday. And again, Queen 62. And the Queen not happy with her because of the divorce. So... And then, by the way, I was just talking about divorce in 113. Look at the gematria of the tunnel she died in. It equals 113. And where was she? She was in Paris, France. What is it with Paris, France? That's where the Jesuits were created. That's where the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry came to power. What's in D.C.? The thing that controls this nation? The Jesuits and the Scottish Rite Freemasons. And again, who shares the Ad Merum Dei Gloriam motto? The Jesuits and the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry at the 32nd degree when there's 32 sun rays on the Jesuit logo. And in the most pure cipher, America's 32 like Scottish. So, keep it short and sweet. And, again, Jimmy Kimmel, I'd love to come on the show. You guys can try to make fun of me with the laugh track. I got examples for days. We can go over the deaths of the people connected to you. We can go over all the rituals you've done over the years. And we can remind your people when you used to be funny, back when you were on Win Ben Stein's Money. Now you're just a little lapdog for Big Brother. He's on there. How many more mass shootings does there need to be before we disarm? Yeah, take this code to some of these mass shootings that Jimmy Kimmel's fake crying about and then see what you see. You'll see a load of evidence that it's a load of shit. And as I say load of evidence, think about all these mass shootings that you haven't seen any evidence for. Just bullshit-ass stories on the news. And think about this, too. Think about me in Washington State on February 7th, exposing the fact that there wasn't a shooting that they were reporting in the national news, and I even got the head police officer on the scene who was being quoted in every paper from the New York Times to the rest of them to say on camera that he wasn't even allowed to go in the shooting, supposedly the scene of the shooting himself, and hadn't seen anything himself, and was being made to report through the details he was getting through his cell phone. And again, this is the national news, him being quoted, a guy who can't even go in there while the feds are in the building, and then supposedly the feds arrest the shooter 11 hours later on a federal interstate, when I'm there at the scene and the helicopter's parked at the scene and every cop in town's in the parking lot, while supposedly in the national headlines there's a manhunt for the shooter, while there's no evidence that there's any manhunt happening anywhere. Just a load of shit. And then you got Jimmy Kimmel on TV going, oh, these online conspiracy theorists. Oh, I mean, these people are fucking goons. This is not an American. This is a Catholic scumbag. And remember, this nation was founded by people trying to escape Catholic scumbags. And let's not forget what the Protestant Reformation was against. It was against Catholics and you-know-whos, which Jimmy Kimmel and Bill Maher represent perfectly. So, anyway. We'll leave it there for now, and until next time, Truth Seeker.